Top left, it's recording.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to pause at any stage. So what have we got front end? Have you towed anything before?
Yeah, caravan once.
Oh, you have towed a caravan before. Yeah. So I don't know if you had.
Done for me.
Yeah. So I don't know if you obviously towed before. Obviously there's this little handle here which locks the tow ball onto the caravan.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously very, very important that is locked on. Obviously I'll show you that more obviously when we do connect it to the car.
Okay.
That green button will pop up as long as the tow ball's inside to indicate that the tow ball's in there, and that handle there will lock it on.
Okay, good stuff.
Okay. What we've got here is what we call a stabilising hitch. Okay, what it does, it grips the tow ball and it slows down the movement of the caravan so you can get pitching and yawing as you're travelling.
Okay.
That will slow it down. It will not prevent it all if you go and load the caravan incorrectly, like piling all the heavy stuff to the back.
Yeah.
Obviously the end of the back end can start wagging.
Yeah.
Okay. That won't prevent all of that, but it will slow it down.
Slow it down, yeah.
Okay. I'll show you that more obviously when we connect it to the car. Okay. Handbrake, obviously straightforward enough. Obviously stops it rolling away when you're on side.
Yep.
Obviously you don't want that on when you're travelling. Jockey wheel clamp. Okay, so obviously when you take it off the car, you need to drop the jockey wheel to the floor.
Yep.
Then that, as you operate it, lifts it up and off the back of the car. Make sure that is tight.
Okay.
What you don't want is that sliding back down and that coming in contact with that and smashing that.
Okay.
We've had one or two people who've done that. Okay, so obviously jockey wheel, obviously important also as in it helps you to level the caravan as well. But I'll go for that in a second. Then you've got your two electrics. The black one does most and then all your lights.
Okay.
The grey one, that will also do, I think it's the reverse light. Got a reverse light on this one. Also your fridge. So you'll put 12 volts from your car to your fridge.
Yeah.
So when you're travelling, also charging your battery as well. So
Okay.
that does that automatically.
Right. Okay. Good.
When you're travelling along, obviously as long as it's plugged in.
Yeah.
Okay, gas locker. This is where your gas bottles sit
Okay.
when you're travelling, or when we're on site as well. Got our gas connected at the moment. Joshua just brought us the cylinder that's going in it.
Nice one.
I'll connect it up to it after. Okay, you've got an onboard regulator, which is that one there.
Yeah.
Okay, you can use propane, which is that cylinder there, or butane, which is the blue one.
Okay.
You're better off with the propane, especially if you're going to use it all year round.
Okay.
If you use it just summer, then butane's okay, but in the cold weather, that is the best gas, all year round gas. Okay, you've got a propane fitting pigtail. If you wanted to use butane, you're going to need a different pigtail
Okay.
to operate off that, but unlikely to change over gas unless someone gives you a cylinder. Okay, obviously spare wheel sits in there as well. Got a winder handle, that winds the legs down in the corner. Also got a wheel nut spanner, which also does your motor mover. Okay, get to site. Obviously you need to adjust, just have a look to see how level your pitch is.
Yep.
Normally if you go on, say, camping caravan or caravan club sites, hard standing is level sideways on, so that way.
Yeah.
Okay, front to back maybe sloped, but side to side usually level.
Level. Okay.
If you go on grass, obviously that could be any level or unlevel. So what you need to do when you first get it onto the pitch, obviously you've got a motor mover, so you can use that to manoeuvre it. Get it onto your pitch. If it does look like it's leaning one side or the other, obviously spirit level obviously quite useful.
Yep.
Obviously you can see if it's level or not. If you need to level it up, normally you either use blocks or you can use these plastic ramps that you can get.
Yeah.
So what you do is you drive up one side or the other to level it up. Okay, so obviously using your motor mover. Usually again, obviously using your spirit level as well to make sure it is level. Once you've got it level side to side, obviously the importance of leveling up side to side or front to back is drainage.
Yeah.
If you imagine a sink, if your plug hole's this side and your sink's leaning that way, it's not going down a plug hole, same as your shower. And your sink, and obviously, and the fridge doesn't like being on an angle either. Obviously, it's got really good severe angle, it doesn't like lighting up. Okay?
Yeah.
So once you've leveled it side to side, you then level it front to back. So what you do is using your jockey wheel, just raise the nose or lower the nose until you've got that level. Then the next thing you do is put the legs down so the steady's in the corner. Okay? So using this spanner here, or if you've got a drill, like a cordless, 12, 80 volt, whatever, you can get a fitting like that.
Okay.
Which I'll show you. I've got one on my drill. Obviously, going to do a lot of legs up and down. So all you do, just wind it. Obviously, with a drill, it's a lot quicker.
Yeah.
With a hand, it takes quite a bit of time.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially if it's raining.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or kids are screaming, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't know how old yours are, but obviously not too old looking at the two seats. Okay. So what you do is wind it all the way down to the floor. well, they're not there for lifting the van, they're just there to steady it. Okay? And then the compressor would decide to let off, that's it. Oh, yeah. Okay, so get them all down to the floor. Okay, what I tend to do is then do that. If you can see there's still a bit of movement, just wipe it round, another half turn back all the way around until it's locked steady. Okay, I'll just wind that up back. Okay, always make sure you've got at least one leg down at the back before anyone gets in it.
Yeah.
It's okay if the wire's still attached to the car, because obviously the car's holding it. And if you don't, you jump in at the back, it goes. You're going to be looking at the stars. Okay, wastewater outlet there. So you've got your bits and pieces which are there. So you've got your Wastemaster, if you've used all that before.
No.
No? So Wastemaster is there. You just plug your 2 grey hose in. Which,
oh, right, okay, yeah.
So they just push into there. The other single pipe goes into your Wastemaster, and that just obviously fills that when you're using the sinks. So
Okay.
they're collecting water from kitchen sink, bathroom sink, and your shower.
Got you.
Okay?
You've used this before, haven't you? Mum and Dad?
This is obviously not your alcohol, this is our alcohol. Obviously water in. See there's 2 little tabs which are locking that in.
Yeah.
See them there?
Yeah.
Okay, make sure they're out of the way obviously when you're pulling it out.
Yeah.
Make sure they're locked in when you put them in. You've got a pump which is on the end of your pipe. So obviously what you do is obviously make sure your alcohol's full. And that just pushes in and then just secure it with them 2 little tabs.
Got you. Yeah.
Okay? Okay, so if you're going to use the boiler on gas,
Yeah.
obviously this, which is the cover, needs to be taken off.
Yeah.
Okay, because it'll just stop it, it just will not light.
Okay.
So it just shuts everything off. If you're running on electric, you don't need to remove the cover.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just the gas flue.
So electric's preferable, isn't it?
Yeah. If you pay for your pitch,
Use electric.
electric comes with it normally.
Yeah.
They haven't decided to start charging for electric yet, but you never know, it may come soon. You never know. Right, this is your toilet. So this at the top here is a reservoir for the flush tank.
Okay.
Okay, what we normally put is a small amount of pink chemical in there, and then just top it with water. Okay, you have got, I don't know if you can see the grey bottle with the pink top.
Yep.
See that goes pink to the top, and you have blue in the waste cassette at the bottom. The only time you know that is full is when you can see it through the hole.
Yeah.
Okay. The only time you know it's empty is when you're flushing it and nothing's coming out.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So it's totally up to you.
The bottle will go in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Funnel or whatever.
Well, yeah. I tend to use just a small water container. That's enough to, you know, a couple of trips probably enough to.
Yeah.
Depending on how big a water bottle you've got, obviously. Waste cassette. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Just myself. Right, to get the waste cassette out, lift that little yellow lever there, and that should slide out easily. Okay, if it's not sliding out easily, likelihood is that the wastegate on the toilet is open.
Okay.
So if you suspect that, if it's not coming out, push it back in, go inside, make sure that's shut, and it should come out easy. So you just lift that, it slides out. Okay, so that's where all the nasty stuff goes.
Yeah.
Okay, we put a blue chemical in there.
Yeah.
Okay, which is one of them 2 bottles there. Got a little measuring jug there, so you put a certain amount in there. Obviously, read it on what it says how much to put in.
Yeah.
And we normally put about a litre or so of water in there.
Okay.
Obviously, that helps with the breaking down. So obviously, you do that before you use it.
Yep.
So that helps obviously break down nasty stuff. Okay, what you also got there is an air bleed button on the top. So when you go to empty it, just be very careful. If you've been on site, seen the toilet emptying place, normally they've got a massive funnel with a massive hole at the bottom of it. So obviously that's where it all goes. And it's usually got a brick wall around it. Whatever you do, not put that on the brick wall. Okay? Because if you go like that and knock it in, you're not going to be getting it back out again. No. Okay? The warden's not going to be happy because you've probably just blocked his sewer and you're not going to get your hand down there.
No, okay.
Okay? So put that on the floor by the side of you. Some places they have their own specific thing just to prop it on out the way so you're not going to knock it down that hole. Okay? So to empty it, obviously take the end off, press that button, and that allows air in, so obviously it comes out a lot easier. Okay. To clean it, what I tend to do is just put water in there, slosh it round. Obviously you can put all the chemicals in if you want to. Yeah. But be very careful. Underneath there's a little float, which is an indicator for how much you've got in there. On top of your toilet there's a little light. If you go and flash that around and it loosens it, and it'll drop out down the emptying point, your indicator's gone. Okay. It's really quite difficult to get one back in there. Yeah. Okay. Also, if you want to, you can access it through there. Just make sure there's no water on there because it's not the nicest thing to splash at you. So you can obviously access it through there for cleaning as well. Okay. Yep. In there. Slide it in. It slides back in.
Good stuff.
Easy. Okay. Very important for winter. Obviously, caravans do not like winter if it's cold, obviously if you've got water still in the system.
Yeah.
Flush tank, exactly the same. What you can do is flush it into your waste tank to get rid of it,
Okay.
or you can collect it if you want to use the other flush again for another time. But the last little bit of, drain that last little bit out for this plug here. So you just pull that, it'll drain out. It's quite, make sure you're flushing most of it away, because you don't want a full tank trying to come out for that little hole there, because you can't put a container here to catch it. Okay. So obviously make sure you always drain everything for winter. Obviously that is one point to look at. Positions to wind down legs, so I've got the two at the back down. The other thing is, well, I didn't mention this, as I said, they're not there for lifting. So if you have a puncher, they're not a jack.
No, okay.
Because obviously you imagine the strain on the chassis as you're trying to lift it on them. Okay? Okay, so you've got your battery fitted. 240 is connected there.
Okay.
Always connect to the caravan first.
Yeah.
Then fully wind out the cable, then plug it into your bollard, which would be something similar to that. We always plug it into the caravan first, because if you imagine if you plug it into that first, you've got a live cable. If you're walking across wet grass, you don't particularly want that. So always plug it in there, and obviously the same the other way around. So when you're finished, ready to go home, always unplug it from the power in first. Okay. Also, you've got here is your isolating key for your motor mover, which again I'll show you later. Okay. I've got my torque wrench there. Okay. It's very important that you check the wheel nuts each trip.
Yep.
Okay. It is 110 Newton meters, which is inside your handbook, which I'll show you afterwards. I will be checking this before you leave. Obviously, obviously very important to us that we make sure that these are correct before we go out, and obviously make sure you check them as well further down the line as well. Okay. If you take the wheel off for whatever reason, if you have a punch or whatever, obviously you check it when you put it back on. They recommend check it again about another 30 miles or so down the road. Check it again. Okay.
Yeah.
If you just come back here, just as you walk through the door, we've got your control panel. Okay. Everything on the caravan will have a 12-volt system in it somewhere. Okay. So to switch your 12-volt system on is your master switch there. Let's switch that off now. See, everything's gone off.
Yeah.
Okay. So you always, when you come into your van, you know, when you start off, always switch your master switch on. Probably safe to make sure that is switched off and the rest are switched off. Obviously, it doesn't matter switching lights on. But pump, don't switch that on straight away. So master switch, definitely. So you've got your 12-volt system up and running. It's got a gauge there to show you what your battery's doing. Okay. Yeah. It's showing 12 volts at the moment. Obviously, that's a handset there for your motor mover.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Nicely placed it right next to the door, which is easy to find.
Yeah.
The first thing you do when you get in is get the water system up and running. So the first thing you don't want to do is switching that water pump on when there's either drains open or taps. You can see where the tap can go.
Yeah.
If you imagine that's over here, and you switch it on and that's open,
yeah,
you're going to have water everywhere. So kids have been playing with it or whatever. So make sure taps in the correct position and shut. Same in your bathroom, make sure you do that as well, because otherwise you're going to have all sorts of trouble in the bathroom as well when you're not expecting water to be coming out. Also, you've got a drain underneath here. You can see that. Down there is a drain for your water system and your boiler.
Oh, right, so I was going to ask about that, yeah.
So that's your boiler.
Yeah.
And that is a drain, that drains your boiler and the rest of the water system.
Got you.
Okay, so that is obviously very important for winter.
So when we put this into storage, that's the first thing we do is drain that.
Make sure to do that. What I tend to do, I tend to drain it every time after each trip anyway.
Okay.
And I tend to drain, as I'm leaving site, either my daughter or my wife gets out and opens that up and opens all the taps. Yeah. So when you're travelling down the road, that movement will help the water drain out. Okay? Because if you just sit it in one position and draining it,
so it's okay to drain it while you
while you drive, Do not drain it on the pitch.
No.
So I've seen some people doing that. You know, it's not very nice for the next person who turns up. It's only going to be fresh water, but if they've got a soggy pitch as they turn up, they're not going to be happy.
So drain as you're driving along.
Yeah. So what I tend to do is get to the gate or just out the side of the gate, depends obviously what the site entrance is like. Someone jumps in, open all the taps, and drain it as you go along. But it's only fresh water, so there's no worry.
Good idea.
Good advice.
So then, as it obviously moving quite a bit, if you notice in your mirror when you were travelling, you'll see it moving about and obviously drain all the water. By the time you get home,
gone.
It should be all gone. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So once we've closed all, obviously that drain, make sure all the taps are shut. Now we can switch the water pump on. So it's just a bit warm in here. I think I might just turn it down a little bit. You've got a thermostat control there, or I'll switch it off for now.